Oh, that was a wet one. I'm going to try to make something cool out of a really boring season. Everything about COVID was boring, and we make stuff cool. Let's talk about the 2020 Dodgers. If you name drop this team, holy freaking crap. You got Mookie Betts, Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger. The list goes on and on. Honestly, as a Cardinals fan, it freaking pisses me off to even name drop Dodgers teams because you wish your team spent money like the freaking Dodgers do. Okay, so going into the 2020 season, obviously the season starts really late. I think they officially canceled the 2020 season or postponed it in the middle of spring training. So basically everyone went to spring training thinking they're going to play. At that point, you're setting up the team for that season. They go out and they trade for Mookie Betts and David Price from the Dodgers. Then COVID happens, it gets postponed. Then they decide we're going to start it back up July 23rd. The one other guy that you got in that Mookie Betts trade, David Price, he says, shortened COVID season, I'm out of here. So basically, one of the two big guys you just traded for in Mookie Betts and David Price says, we'll see you next season, boys. I'm not staying around for all this COVID drama. Sucks for the Dodgers because I think they still had to pay him. With that being said, you get into this shortened 60-game season that started on July 23rd with no freaking fans. How boring is that? And then there was a couple of rule changes that happened because of the 2020 COVID stuff that you now see in baseball. One, the DH rule. No more pitchers batting. Thank freaking God. No one wanted to see that. Luckily, that rule has stuck around. Another rule that's stuck around, when you go into extra innings during the regular season, there's a runner on second base to start the top of the 10th. So it basically makes extra inning baseball not go as long. I kind of love that change because it basically forces a team to score more than one run to win the game. So yeah, on July 4th, going into that season, David Price says, we'll see you boys. I'm not going to be in this season. Then right before the start of the season, they signed Mookie Betts 12-year, $365 million. Holy crap. With a $65 million signing bonus. Josh, what the hell would you do with $365 million?
I'd be off the grid. In the woods. In the mountains.
Deep state conspiracy guy over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be gone.
Be down in his bunker.
Without a trace.
With $365 million, I would still find a way to blow it on stupid stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Probably. Invest in the Game Time Ballers podcast and go to Game Time Bats and buy a bat.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'd buy all the bats.
We get into this boring, no fans in the stands, COVID season of 60 freaking games that started on July 23rd. At least the Dodgers do something cool and they go 30-10 to set the best 40-game stretch for opening a season since the 2001 Mariners. And they go 30-10 through the first 40 games. Again, we're talking about a 60-game season, fellas. So all these stats got to put it in perspective. Really, nothing is that exciting about this season besides the fact that Corey Seager and his brother Kyle Seager hit a home run in the same game, which was the first set of brothers to hit a home run in the same game on opposing teams since 2001. That's pretty much it. During that regular season, they go through August, and the Dodgers finish August hotter than a Kia with expired plates in the hood. They are just scorching hot running into this. They're hitting home run after home run after home run. They set an NL record for hitting 57 ding-dongs in one calendar month. So think about that, 30 days in a month. They damn near were hitting 2 home runs a day. Let's start to get into the stuff where it does get cool. I put in this notes totally freaking wrong, but this guy should have probably won the MVP. I said Corey Seager won the NL MVP. He didn't, but he won every postseason MVP award that they had. Either way, in 60 games, he went 307, 15 home runs, 41 RBIs. If you put that in comparison with what he would have done in a 162 game season, that would have been freaking amazing stats. The rest of his team, Mookie Betts, Kershaw, Tony Gosselin is a freaking rookie, Dustin May with that just lettuce of orange whatever hair he has. With that team, they pretty much stay red hot, roll straight into the playoffs. They play in the NL Wildcard Series, which is a 3-game series, best of 3 series, and Dodgers say, we'll see you bud in 2 games. They beat the first game behind a Corey Seager home run, win the second game, and this is against the Brewers, by the way. Behind Clayton Kershaw going 8 scoreless innings with 13, we'll see you guys swinging. Win the series, advance to the NLDS versus the Padres. So at this point, all these series played in Texas because if you guys remember COVID, in Florida and in Texas, COVID didn't exist. And when you had 2 California teams playing, they can't play in California and have people in the stands. It's, not to get into politics, but we all. What does MLB do? He says, let's go to Texas, everybody, and we'll allow fans in the stands. So for the first time throughout the whole season, we're going to have fans in the stands in Texas. And guess what? It's going to be played at the same ballpark every single game. And they literally play in Texas for the rest of the postseason. So rolling along with this boring 2020 season, the Dodgers are still trying to make it cool by just beating the living piss out of every team that stands in their way on the way to a World Series title. They're in the DS versus Padres, and they go on and just sweep this series. They go and they win 5-1 game 1. They win 6-5 game 2. They win 12-3 in game 3. And Will Smith in that game, in game 3, becomes the first Dodger player ever to have 5 hits in a postseason game.
Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Whoop-de freaking do, Will Smith. We're going to talk about you later. Then they roll into the NLCS versus the Braves, and let me tell you, this one got scary for the boys. Braves win game 1 5-1. Then Braves win game 2, even though Dodgers try to make a little bit of comeback. Braves still say, hey, we want that World Series title too. We want that COVID World Series as well. And they go on and win game 2 8-7. Series now 2-0 Braves. Game 3, the Dodgers do something that literally is history. So we're going to talk about it. Game 3, Dodgers score 11 runs in the first inning. And I think we got a little bit of highlights of those.
Not everybody can do it. It's gone. What a start for the Dodgers first. That is gone. You don't make it out of the first inning. Scores over to third is Betts. Back at the wall is gone and slammed. They are just dropping bombs here in the first inning.
Dodgers put up 11 freaking runs in the first inning. Starts it off with Edwin Rios home run. Edwin Rios is a wild story. In terms of like, he literally never did anything worth a ever in his life besides what he did in these games. A couple of times as I was doing research for this, you'll see Edwin Rios hits a dinger. He had 2 home runs in this series. And I was like, who in the is Edwin Rios?
Who's that Pokemon? It's Edwin Rios.
Because I have literally never heard of him, and most of the time when you go down a Dodgers lineup, you're like, yep, know that guy, yep, know that guy. Oh, that guy became something. And then I'm going down this lineup, and I'm like, who is Edwin Rios? Did a little research, pulled him up. Got Edwin Rios here on MLB.com. This dude literally never did a thing worth a in his life. In baseball terms, he might be a great guy outside of baseball, but in terms of baseball, dude literally never did anything worth it again besides the 2 home runs he hit in this series.
This is the worst. This is the worst. You are the worst. I hate looking at your face. I want to smash it.
This season, he plays for the Reds. He's had 4 at-bats the whole season. In the playoffs, this was like his big thing. He played in 7 games. He had 14 at-bats, 2 hits, both were home runs, and he struck out 8 times. So really didn't even hit that well in the playoffs, but his 2 hits were home runs, so he'll forever be in the highlight tape. But let's look at what he's done since. So 2021, he has a .078 batting average. 2022, 244. He gets picked up by the Cubs last season. .071 batting average. Now he's on Cincinnati, yet to get a hit in the 3 games that he's played in. So still young, still has time to turn his season around. But again, when I was looking at this, I'm like, who in the is Edwin Rios? All right, now that I'm done dogging on Edwin Rios, sorry guy. Edwin Rios hits a home run in that first inning. Jock Peterson says 3-run ding dong. Then Max Muncy, the big old burly mother trucker, comes up and hits a grand slam. And by the end of the first inning, 11 runs are on the board. Most runs scored in any inning in a postseason game. They continue to hit home runs from Corey Seager, Bellinger, go on to win that game 15-3. They set a record for most home runs in a game by a Dodger in postseason game, most runs scored in a postseason game. Then game 3 of that series, who do you freaking think it is to hit a ding dong? He's got 1. We said he got 2 this whole series. Edwin Rios comes in and hits a home run in the 6th inning. Highlight Edwin Rios. We're going to show him a lot of love in this video, even though I just talked about him. Your 2 home runs, Edwin, we got you, dog. They'll be in here. Game 3, they don't win because the Braves score 6 runs in the 6th inning. Win game 4, 10-2. You are going into game 5, which is an elimination game. And Corey Seager says, my guys, I'm going to hit some long balls. He hits 2 home runs, one of them being in the 1st, the other one being in the 7th, I believe. But the best home run of all was Will Smith. Hits a 3-run homer off Will Smith of the Braves. Probably the only time it will ever happen where someone will hit a home run off of a player that has their same motherfucking name. Dodgers win game 5, going into game 6. In game 6, Justin Turner and Corey Seager, they hit 2 home runs to start off, 2 solo shots to give them an early lead. With those home runs, Seager sets a new record for most postseason home runs and passes old Pudge Rodriguez for most RBIs in NLCS with 11. Kind of crazy. In game 7, Dustin May, with that just beautiful, luscious hair, comes out on one day of rest, pitches like absolute. So they bring in Tony Gonsolin in the second inning. He gives up a solo shot to Dansby Swanson. And then the Dodgers say, okay, boys, we'll wake up now. And they basically come back and tie up this game on a 2-run single by Will Smith. And then in the fourth, Gonsolin just goes to work, gets this team back in the game. They are going to the World Series, becoming the 14th team to come back in a postseason series when they're down 3-1. Okay. Dodgers go on to play the Rays in Texas. Game 1, Clayton Kershaw on the mound. He only gives up 2 hits in 6 innings while he strikes out 8. This was his 11th Game 1 start in the postseason. That tied Greg Maddux for the second most all time. The only really highlights that we got to show you is Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger hitting both big home runs at big times. Let's roll into Cody Bellinger saying, boys, let me get in on this home run postseason drama with 12 fans in the stands.
Second base with 1 out. And Cody Bellinger coming up.
Cody Bellinger lifts off. High and deep to straightaway center field and gone!
Cody Bellinger got it started for the boys. They get other runs from Kike Hernandez. They get hits from Max Muncy. Clayton Kershaw is still throwing a gem, striking out 8. And then Mookie Betts says, guys, let me give a solo shot to just cap this freaking game off and send us home with a winner for Game 1.
The order, Mookie Betts, first pitch with a fly ball to right field. Heading on back is Renfroe at the wall, and it's gone, a home run.
All right, so Dodgers up 1-0 in the series. Game 2, they go on and they said, we'll continue this home run train. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, hit 3 of them, still lose the game, 6-4. Now the series is tied, 1-1. So game 3, Walker Buehler says, boys, let me put the team on my freaking back. He's gonna pitch 6 innings, allow 1 run on 3 hits while striking out 10 freaking dudes. He becomes the 3rd youngest pitcher to strike out 10 or more batters with 3 or fewer hits in a World Series game, behind only Ed Walsh in 1906, whoever the hell that is, and Josh Beckett, who I know, in 2003. Then also to highlight with all the home runs, really it was just a different guy every single night for the Dodgers in these games. In this game, Game 3, Justin Turner hits himself a big old dinger for the boys, and the Dodgers take Game 3, 6-2. They're up in the series 2-1. Rolling into Game 4, the Dodgers led from the beginning. Justin Turner had another 4th inning home run, but then the Rays, they go back ahead off of a 3-run homer from Brandon Lowe in the 6th. Then the Dodgers take the lead back in the next inning on a 2-run single by Jock Peterson. Then the Rays say, no, we're winning this freaking game, and they walk it off in the 9th on a single from Brett Phillips, where there was a bad throw to home to Will Smith. Ball got past Will Smith. Game-winning run comes in. Game 4, Rays take it. Series tied 2-2 now. You roll into Game 5. The series is tied. No one really knows who's going to take this series. Everybody does know that we're staying in the same freaking stadium every game because it's COVID, and we're still in Texas. Still, you know what? The juice was working for the boys. In Game 5, they go back ahead in the series with a 4-2 win, thanks to an amazing game by Clayton Kershaw, where after he struck out Kevin Kiermaier in the bottom of the 5th inning, he moved past Justin Verlander for the record for most career postseason strikeouts with 250 something, a lot. Kershaw goes on, finishes that game with 5 2/3 innings, allowing only 2 runs on 5 hits with 6 strikeouts. Dodgers win that game 4-2. They are now up 3-2 in the series. They roll into Game 6. If they can close this mother out, they're hoisting up a COVID trophy, a 2020 trophy. They might actually get to see some people without a mask on while they celebrate for once. People in LA might actually come outside if they win this because there might be a parade. So Game 6, Mookie Betts says, guys, I'm going to give us the only freaking offense that there is in this game. And in the 8th inning, he hits a little shot out to right field, puts the boys up 2-0. And then Julio Urias, the dude with the little goggles, all the tats. If you look up Julio Urias, he looks like he would kill you. So Julio Urias comes in, he pitches the last 2 1/3 inning for the save for the Dodgers, and he gets that final out. The Dodgers win their 7th World Series championship, the first since 1998. And speaking of COVID titles, LeBron loves them too, because the Lakers won the NBA Finals that year, making it the first time that the Lakers and the Dodgers had won the World Series since guess when? Yes, 1988. Too bad it was in the 2020 season that freaking sucked, and most of this season sucked. Most of it was forgettable, but at least the Dodgers gave us something to remember by just hitting home runs and striking people out all the way to a World Series title. But with that being said, this is Game Time Ballers with a short, quick video talking about this short, quick season of 2020 during that COVID year. That's all I gotta say. Josh, do you got anything to say? Did I even let you talk throughout this episode?
No, I'm just taking it all in.
Like Josh, people, take it all in and take yourself to Game Time Bats. Go buy you a 2020 Dodgers World Series bat to hang up, because since 1988, Dodgers fans, you don't have anything to hang in the trophy case. And guess what? If you're a Lakers fan, you can throw it up there with your Lakers stuff. That's a wrap for Game Time Ballers with this short episode on this short season. We're out.